welcome to Sophie Daddy's channel. Okay, let's dive right in. We're going to tackle a very specific feeling, a feeling I bet a lot of you have right now. It's that little voice in the back of your head when you're staring at your portfolio. It's full of gains and the market just keeps climbing higher and higher. So, yeah, you've had an amazing run. Your portfolio is sitting at an all-time high, but instead of just feeling great, your anxiety is also at an all-time high. You're thinking, what if this is it? What if this is the top? How do I protect everything I've made without just cashing out and missing more upside? It's a tough spot to be in for sure. And that's exactly what we're digging into today. This isn't about chasing the next big thing. This is about being smart and protecting the gains you already have. It's a huge mindset shift, right? Moving from just growing wealth to actually preserving it, especially when the market feels a little pricey. And the tool we're going to look at is called the option collar. At its heart, it's a defensive strategy. It's a way to build a protective wall around a stock or an ETF that you own, and you really want to hold on to for the long term. Think of it like you're building a fence. Super simple. You start with your property, right? That's your 100 shares of stock. Then you build a floor underneath it. That's your protective put option. It basically sets a minimum price you can sell for, no matter how far the stock drops. But that insurance, it costs money. So to pay for it, you build a ceiling over the top by selling a covered call. This caps how much more you can make, but the money you get from selling it pays for that floor. So let's put all three of those pieces together. A collar isn't really a standalone trade. It's more like a risk management system you layer on top of a stock you already own. You hold the stock, you buy insurance for the downside, and then you sell off some of the potential upside to pay for that insurance. And the result? A perfectly defined range of what can happen. No more guessing. So how does this fence actually work in practice? Well, the real magic here is that you're setting clear boundaries not just for your risk, but for your reward too. Your floor, that's the strike price of the put option you buy. It's your absolute worst case scenario, written down in black and white. The stock can totally tank, but you know the absolute minimum you're going to get. And the ceiling, that's the strike price of the call option you sell. This is your best case scenario. The stock could go to the moon, but you've already agreed to sell at this price. Your profit is locked in. Okay, let's put some numbers on this to make it real. Imagine your stock is trading at $100. You build your collar. You buy a put at a $95 strike. That's your floor. Then you sell a call with a $105 strike. That's your ceiling. Now look what happens. If the stock crashes to $90, well below your floor, your loss is still capped at $4.80. On the flip side, if it rallies up to 110, your gain is capped at $5.20. Your outcome is totally locked inside this little box. Now, this precision is why people love this strategy. In fact, you often hear it called a zero-cost collar, because you can set it up so the money you get from selling the call perfectly pays for the put you're buying. But that begs a really important question. Is this protection actually free? And the answer is a big, fat no. It's not free. The cost isn't paid with cash out of your pocket. It's paid with opportunity. See, puts are usually more expensive than calls because more people want protection. So to pay for that expensive put, you often have to sell a call that's much closer to the current stock price. That means you might be giving up way more potential upside than the downside you're protecting. That trade-off, that is the real price of the collar. So understanding that trade-off is absolutely crucial. Let's really put this thing to the test. How does it actually perform in the kind of high valuation market we're in right now, where it feels like anything could happen? Okay, scenario one, the one you're most worried about, a sudden, sharp correction. In this situation, the collar is a total hero. The put option you bought becomes super valuable, which cancels out a lot of the losses on your stock. You are totally protected from a disaster. And the strategy does exactly what you hired it to do. It saves your capital. All right, but what if the market doesn't crash? What if it just keeps grinding higher, slow and steady? Well, here, the collar gives you a pretty mixed result. You still make money, which is great, but only up to that ceiling you created with the call option. So you'll end up underperforming someone who just held the stock and did nothing. You're basically trading a bigger return for some peace of mind. And here it is, the collar's biggest risk. The totally unexpected face-ripping rally. If the market just takes off like a rocket, way faster than anyone thought, your gains hit that ceiling and stop dead. You'll probably be forced to sell your shares at the call strike price, and then you just have to sit on the sidelines and watch the market soar without you. It's not a loss of your original money, but man, it is a huge loss of opportunity. And that really shows you the fundamental trade-off, right? It's at the very heart of the collar. So to make a good decision, we have to ask, how does it stack up against some of the other ways you could protect your portfolio? So if you compare it to just buying a protective put, the collar is way cheaper, but you have to give up all that unlimited upside. If you compare it to just selling some of your stock, well, the collar keeps you in the game to capture some gains, but it's definitely more complicated. Each strategy has its own flavor. The collar's sweet spot is that it gives you a defined floor for almost no cash up front, but its Achilles heel is always going to be that capped gain. So after all that, we've got to land the plane. We know what a collar is, we know how it works, and we know where it can go wrong. So the real question is it the right tool for you? And honestly, it really is for a specific type of person. If you're sitting on a huge gain in a stock and you're way more focused on keeping that gain than you are on trying to double it again, the collar is a fantastic tool. But if your main goal is to squeeze every last penny of profit out of a raging bull market, this is not for you. The opportunity cost will drive you crazy. Ultimately, it just boils down to this one simple but really profound question. And your answer to this question tells you everything you need to know. Is protecting what you already have more important than chasing what you might gain tomorrow? There's no right answer for everybody, only the right answer for you, your goals right now.
All right, the learning doesn't have to stop here. If you want to explore even more, I've built the perfect place for you at sophie-ai-finance.com to unlock a new way of learning. Think of it as your personal learning toolkit. If you just want the big picture, you can watch the video or listen to the podcast. It's perfect for getting the main concepts down while you're on the go. But if sometimes you need to hit the pause button and really let an idea sink in, you can visit the blog article. It has all the details, charts, and text from our discussion so you can review everything at your own pace. And for those of you who want to see all the math, data, and the complete nitty-gritty behind the analysis, well, I've got a full research paper waiting for you, so you can really dig into the details and see how everything works under the hood. It's all there, all for you. And hey, if you have any ideas for new topics about finance and AI you'd like me to cover, please leave me a message. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you in the next video.